Attention everyone, my name is Johannes Anttila and today I'm gonna fix the whole tricking kicks terminology.
Fixing the whole vert kicks terminology is actually so easy. But for those who are not really trickers, who don't really trick, or you are new to tricking and you don't really think about these things, the issue with tricking vert kicks terminology is that every single amount of degrees is wrong. There is not a single kick that is correct. Can you imagine that? Every single name has a weird amount of vertical rotations that is most of the time way higher than the real amount of spinning. And today I'm gonna fix the names just for fun. I know once you learn the naming system and you don't call cheat 900 cheat 900 but cheat 9, kind of like a nickname, it works really well, but I just want to make a system that works way better. I just wanna represent you the issues that I find with this whole mess that is tricking vertical kicks terminology. Fun fact, the root problem of the whole terminology starts with the term 540 kick. There are many different 540 kicks, but by far most popular and the actual 540 kick is the cheat step 540 kick. All the 540 kicks have about 360 degrees of rotation in the air. And why is the 540 kick the root of the problem? It's not that far off, but to be honest, I don't know what the early martial artists were smoking when they came up with this term. And I don't know what early trickers were thinking when they named cheat 720 720. Because fun fact, cheat 720 and 540 kick have the same amount of rotation in the air. And like with the term 540, there are several 720 kicks. So in conclusion, the biggest problem with the terminology is that the term 540 is wrong and then everything is added up from there. But the adding up actually makes sense after the cheat 720, because next is the 900 category, and this is basically a half turn more than the 720, because when you change the hook kick to the round kick, there will automatically be 180 degrees more spinning in the air, as long as the kick comes to the same target as it is assumed. And then if we go from 900 to 1080, it again makes sense. So this brings us back to how to fix the whole thing, the whole mess. And my suggestion is that the whole popular, well-known term of 540 kick will be completely gone. And it can be replaced with a very, very good term, swipe. Because in tricking we already call this body position a swipe. Although quite often swipes are done more inverted, but more and more people recognize this position as a swipe even though it's completely vertical. So the 540 kick will be called cheat swipe. Then there will be swing swipe, backside swipe and pop swipe. Actually, I will not call it a pop swipe, because the pop is also a misleading term. That will be also changed to just front side, because pop is basically a transition in tricking, and most of the time when people do these front sides, it's not even a pop, it's more like a punch. So backside will stay and pop will be now front side. And when it comes to the front side is actually spinning slightly more than the back side. But this doesn't really matter. In my opinion, the front side is close enough. So when there is very little twisting, like 360 or less, the naming will be based on the shape. The shapes that I'm showing here are the mostly used ones. Shuriken, D-leg, failong, and you could basically do these from any setup. Cheat, swing, front side, back side. And now that we got that out of the way, let's go to see the rotations. So what was called cheat 720 will be cheat 360. To me, this term makes perfect sense. This is like the true kicks terminology, but without the terms that make the names kinda clunky, kinda hard to use. Cheat 360 instead of cheat 360 hook. And because most people are not martial artists, we don't care if it's a hook kick or an outside crescent kick. When it comes to the 360s, the old 720s, these can be turboed, these can be shurikened, so then the term is gonna be 360 shuriken. Instead of shuriken, you can do a failong, so you add shuriken round. Or instead of the shuriken, you can add D-leg. And it makes sense to call it 360 D-leg, because the D-leg starts around the 360 rotation mark, and it is led with the outside leg. Same as with hooks and crescents. And next we have our new 540 kick. It's not gonna be called 540 kick anymore, but the 540 rotation amount will be given to the old 900 category. So the 540 degree category kicks have at least one rotation in the air and the round kick that turns it to 540 degrees. And the 540 rotating kicks can basically have a round kick, a front kick, an inside crescent kick, and you can of course land these all on the kicking leg, and then it will be called a 540 swipe. So cheat 540 swipe, for example. And in this case actually a vanish 540 swipe, because cheat is only for the kicks that take off from the cheat setup. I think adding the term swipe instead of hyper on top of the 540 makes more sense, because if you think about it, if you would start learning tricking terminology like this, like I have presented in this video, since the very beginning, you are already familiar with the swipe from the lower level tricks. The cheat swipe, swing swipe, front side swipe. You never associated these to 540 before. So at that point it would make good sense. 540 swipe. And then after the 540 comes the 720. And again, it makes perfect sense. 720 degrees is spun in the air and ended with the hook kick. So, here you got it. New terminology that makes perfect sense. Very little problems in this method. Just saying, this would make everything so much clearer. But even though I know that this makes so much sense, I know that many people, or almost all people, will just stick with the old terms instead. But this video was just some food for thought. I hope you like it. I hope you found it entertaining. I certainly enjoyed making it.